Okay, I'm going to go over how to remove this from Fender. This is a Tesla Model 3. There is all you need is a 10 millimeter socket. And it helps if you have some extensions like, like this type of thing on your impact wrench. Oops. Don't lose your 10 millimeter socket. So one of the bolts is over here. You can see I took that one out already. So I'm going to pop the hood. And you can see also, obviously, I took the wheel off, and I took the plastic piece that goes over here. That is just held in place by about 20 of these things. And underneath the car, I do jack it up. There was one bolt right there, and another pop clip right over there. And then that whole plastic fender comes out, which looks like this when it's out, and obviously that's the wheel. Next, you got to take everything apart from the front here. I'll get to work. I'll show you what that looks like. So you get your 10 millimeter impact, and you just go to town. Oop. Right, so I'm just gonna put all these in the tray. This thing comes off also. There's this little plug. Sorry, this is hard to do one-handed. I'm just gonna pull that up. All right, so I just disconnected the plug. So now this whole piece here will come out, but actually you gotta pull this thing off first. Right. Okay, so that's out. Then I think, let's see, what else do we need to take out? Yeah, this thing just like kind of unclips itself. I'm gonna have to put the phone down, but basically you just rip this whole thing out. It's held in place by a bunch of like spring clips, so it comes out. Oh, you know what I'm forgetting? This right here. And actually this will come apart too. This will come apart here. Same 10 millimeters. This one's a little finicky, I think, but there it is. Okay, there we go. That, I think, is it. Right. Oh, so these two, maybe those come up? I forget. Yeah, I guess so. I don't know why I thought they didn't have to come up. Yep, obviously. Okay, so that was it. I only did this once before, so sorry if I'm not getting it right. So that's the whole piece. And now you're looking at what you need to look at to get the rest of this thing off. So basically, you go ahead, you got more of these. Hold on to these. And I know there's more. Yeah. Okay, so that's the two in here. Then there's these other ones hiding underneath this thing. See, two more. So I'm just gonna make this accessible. Holding this underneath. Okay, good. These are painted, so when you put them back, most of these screws are not painted, but those two are painted. And we're making some progress. I think the rest of the screws are underneath. You got this one here. You got that one, which is a little harder to get. I'll have to come back and hit it later because the socket isn't deep enough. And then there is this, these over here, these three in the front, which I could get right now. But I need the extension. So as I said, I have the extension. We're gonna go for these three in the front. And there's a plastic connector that will fall out once you get these three out. One. Two. And three. Okay, so let's see where we're at. So then you have this guy here, and then this one, which connects to the light. That's the light. And that's basically it. I got to get a different type of wrench, but it's still 10 millimeters. But you know, for the angle that I'm working at, I just have to switch to like a ratchet. So I loosened that up with a ratchet using the same 10 millimeter socket, and then just hand removing that. That one's another painted one, so try to keep track of the painted. And then this has to come out, which I think my, since I'm already using the ratchet, we'll just use that. Oh, okay. That seems awfully tight. Let me think this through. Yeah, I think that does have to come out. Hang on. Okay, I was making a mistake. I'm trying to remove it from the bottom. I have to remove it from the top. So, same thing. I just have to change tools and get a crescent wrench or whatever the hell this is called. Makes it a little bit more difficult, obviously, because you don't have the same access. Once you get it going, though, you just turn it by hand. You don't want to watch me do this, but I'll have that out in a minute. Okay, that was another painted screw, came out of there. And like I said, I just have to get the that one off. That's going to be the last one, which I could use the same socket wrench to get it started. It's sorry, crescent. And just with the, how long these tools are. And once you get it started, usually you could just get the rest of it by your hand. But actually, once this thing comes back, my socket wrench will be able to catch it. It's just the part on the inside is too deep. So now I think we're good. Yep. And that's it for that. So this one's painted. I think that's it. I'm gonna just kind of on it a little bit. Yeah, it seems to be loose. This area here has a plastic connector, but it's just a pop in, pop out. So I'm going to set the phone down because I'm going to need 2 hands to pull this off. All right, hopefully this goes okay. I did remove the camera before I started. I should have mentioned that. You know, obviously that has to go. So this comes out. This way. And I'm like, up, out, up. I don't know what that was, but oh, that was that thing. And then, oh, you know, I think there was just the light seems to get stuck to it, so you have to move the light off. I think I have to get this headlight out of the Fender, but so last time I did take all of the these other bolts on the front, holding the front bumper off. I wasn't sure if I had to do that, but there are just a few connections of the bumper here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's 6 bolts off the front of the bumper, which you can access right here. Then I can kind of move this thing. It creates some room so the light could disengage the headlight from this from there. Once you can move this out of the way, then I believe the headlight has some room to go. Because right now it's still kind of attached to the inside. This was the hardest part of dealing with this thing last time. Just trying to figure out how to get the headlight out. There goes the glasses. wish I knew a trick to disengage this headlight. I bet there is a trick. That's it. You just kind of push. I think that's the trick. You push. Okay, I think that was it. It's just a little bit of a hassle to disengage that headlight. Once you have it disengaged, the bumper will come off. Okay.